Color mixing investigation number 1 involves mixing primary colors together. I'm going to try this investigation with 3 different types of materials. I'll try it with watercolors, then I'll try it with marker, then I'll try it with crayon and see if I get the same results. You can use whatever materials you have at home. So if you remember back on our color wheel, red, blue, and yellow are the primary colors. We're going to experiment with mixing them together. It's written like an equation, and we'll see what we get. So I'm going to have you start by making a prediction. If you have a red plus blue, what color do you think you might get? If you mix blue plus yellow, what do you think will happen? And if you mix yellow plus red, what do you think will happen? So I'm going to go ahead and color these spaces that have the words, and then I'll mix them together to figure out what my final colors are. So I'm using watercolor to put my red on, and I'll do that with my blue. And you can go ahead and add color to your paper. Okay, so I have painted all of my primary colors on the paper. A tip I have about watercolor is to start with your lightest color first. So I am going to go over to this spot and I'm going to paint some yellow on it. If you've used paints or watercolors before, you might notice that when other colors get mixed in with yellow, it's very hard to get those colors out and it changes the color of the yellow. So I want to get all the yellow done first. Okay, this one, red plus blue, does not have a yellow in it, so I'm going to skip that one, but the yellow plus red will have a yellow in it. Now I'm going to go back on this. I'm going to go with the middle one. Since I already have the yellow, I'm going to add blue to it and see what I get. And you don't need a lot, just enough to cover it. You should see another color. I am seeing green. Blue plus yellow is green, and green is a secondary color. So when I mix these two primary colors together, blue and yellow, it made green. Now I am going to mix the yellow and the red together. I already have the yellow. I'm going to add some red to it. When I mixed those together, I am starting to see some orange. So on my color wheel, when I mixed red and yellow together, I got orange. Orange was right in the middle. Now, if you noticed a pattern on the color wheel, what do you predict you'll get if you mix red and blue together? Okay, let's find out. I'm going to put my lighter color on first, the red. Add some blue, just a little bit. But I'm noticing it's looking like violet, but it's looking like a dark violet. So when I mixed red and blue together, I got violet, which is also a secondary color. And this is what the colors looked like after they dried. They're a little bit brighter now. If I'm using marker, I will go ahead and color in my spaces with my marker. Now with the marker, I'm going to do the same thing I did with the paints. I'm going to put the yellow on first so I don't stain my yellow marker with the darker color. Okay, I have my red. I'm going to add my blue and I'll see what I get. It's harder with marker because the marker doesn't really mix. It just colors on top, so you might not see as big a difference as you see with the paints. But you might notice some violet. Blue plus yellow. I've already got the yellow. I'll add the blue. Oh, I am starting to see some green on that. then yellow plus red. I have the yellow, now I'll add the red. Now I am definitely seeing some orange. If I'm using crayon or colored pencil, again, I will go ahead and color in those spaces. Okay, I've started filling in my primary color mixing with crayon. When I mixed red and blue, I got violet. I mixed blue and yellow, and I can kind of see some green in there. I could go back and add a little more yellow or blue and experiment and see if I can make it look more green. Down here I have the yellow and the red. I'm going to color very dark in yellow. I find when I'm using other colors and even with the paints, put a lot more of the light color on and then color lightly with the dark color. So I will add, I'm going to gently color some red on here first and see what happens. So yellow and red made orange. So in this lesson, we learned that when you mix two primary colors together, you get the color that's in the middle on the color wheel. So red plus yellow made orange, yellow plus blue made green, red plus blue made violet. And each of those new colors we made are secondary colors. Primary plus primary is secondary. Primary plus primary is secondary. Primary plus primary is secondary.